Listen to me. If you don't take control of your mind, the world will. If you don't prioritize yourself, distractions, negativity, and other people's opinions will dictate your every move. I know it's tempting to seek validation, to chase approval, to constantly look for reassurance that you're on the right path. But that's a dangerous way to live. The moment you stop focusing on yourself, you give away your power. You let the world shape you instead of becoming who you were meant to be. Ask yourself, when was the last time you sat alone in silence? When was the last time you blocked out all the noise and truly listened to your own thoughts, your own needs, your own dreams? If you don't, life will keep moving forward. And before you know it, you'll feel lost, weak, and disconnected from yourself. The truth is, the more you focus on yourself, the stronger your mind becomes. The more you discipline your thoughts, the more control you gain over your emotions. The more you invest in your growth, the more unshakable you become. You don't need permission to improve yourself. You don't need validation to step into your greatness. All you need is the courage to focus on you. If you want to build an unbreakable mindset, the first thing you must do is silence the noise. The world is loud, filled with distractions, opinions, and expectations that pull you in every direction, except the one meant for you. People will always have something to say about your choices, your goals, your lifestyle. And if you listen too much, doubt will creep in. You'll start questioning yourself, wondering if maybe they're right, if maybe you should play it safe, if maybe your dreams are too big. That's how most people get stuck, trapped in fear, hesitation, and a life that was never truly theirs. The moment you stop listening to your inner voice and start absorbing the noise of the world, you give away your power. You let others define what's possible for you. And before you know it, you're living a life shaped by their opinions instead of your own vision. And noise isn't just the voices of others. It's also the distractions that consume your time and attention. Social media, entertainment, endless scrolling, and meaningless conversations steal your focus. Every notification, every comment, every unnecessary interaction adds up, cluttering your mind and leaving no space for deep thought. Think about it. When was the last time you sat alone with your thoughts? No music, no videos, no background noise. Just you. Most people can't do it because they've been conditioned to constantly seek stimulation. They fear silence because it forces them to face their reality. But that silence is where true strength is built. When you remove distractions, you begin to hear yourself clearly. You start recognizing your own desires, your own purpose, your own truth. Many people avoid silence because it reveals the reality of their lives. They see the habits, the wasted time, the choices that led them to where they are. And instead of dealing with it, they seek more distractions. They drown themselves in noise so they don't have to think, don't have to feel, don't have to change. But the strongest minds aren't built in comfort. They're built in confrontation. Growth starts with sitting in silence and acknowledging what needs to change. No more running, no more avoiding, no more pretending. In those quiet moments, clarity comes. You start to understand what truly matters, what needs to be done, and who you really are beyond all the external noise. The people who struggle the most in life are usually the ones who let too many voices into their minds. They let society define success for them. They let family pressure them into paths they don't want. They let negative people plant seeds of doubt in their dreams. And because they never take the time to truly know themselves, they absorb these external influences as truth. But listen, not everyone's opinion deserves a place in your mind. Not everyone's advice is meant for you. Not every perspective is relevant to your journey. You must be selective about what you allow into your mental space. Protect it like a fortress. Guard it against negativity, doubt, and unnecessary noise. Because once you let the wrong voices in, they echo in your mind, shaping your beliefs, damaging your confidence, and holding you back from your full potential. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some people thrive on your insecurities. They feel better about themselves when they see you struggle. They want you to stay at their level, to remain small, to never rise above what they believe is possible. That's why you have to be careful about who you surround yourself with. Sometimes the closest people in your life are the ones feeding you doubt, filling your mind with reasons why you can't, instead of pushing you toward what's possible. It doesn't always come from hate. It can come from their own fears, their own limitations, their own failures. But just because something didn't work for them doesn't mean it won't work for you. Just because they don't believe in themselves doesn't mean you shouldn't believe in yourself. Their noise is not your truth. Their fears are not your future. Silencing the noise doesn't mean ignoring wisdom. It means learning to differentiate between helpful advice and limiting beliefs. Not every voice is worth listening to, but the right voices, the ones that challenge you, push you, and elevate you, are worth keeping. The key is knowing the difference. Ask yourself, is this opinion empowering me or discouraging me? Is this perspective coming from wisdom and experience? Or is it rooted in fear and insecurity? Learn to filter out negativity, reject anything that weakens your spirit, and focus only on the guidance that helps you grow. Because at the end of the day, the only person who truly knows what's best for you is you. And if you're too busy listening to the outside world, you'll never hear the guidance coming from within. One of the hardest things about silencing the noise is learning to be okay with solitude. Some people stay in toxic relationships, friendships, and environments simply because they fear being alone. They would rather deal with negativity than face the silence of being by themselves. But solitude is where transformation happens. It's where you reset, rebuild, and realign with your true self. When you step away from the wrong people, when you distance yourself from distractions, when you stop seeking validation, you gain something far more powerful: inner peace. And that peace is the foundation of an unshakable mind. A mind that no longer needs approval. A mind that no longer gets swayed by the opinions of others. A mind that stands firm in its own truth, no matter what the world says. It takes strength to walk away from the noise. It takes discipline to cut out distractions. It takes courage to follow your own path when the world is pulling you in a different direction. But that's what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. The ones who win in life are not the ones who listen to every opinion, chase every trend, or seek constant approval. The ones who win are the ones who dare to think for themselves, trust their instincts, and follow their vision, even when no one else understands it. They know that greatness isn't found in the crowd. It is built in solitude, discipline, and unwavering focus. So ask yourself, what noise in your life needs to be silenced? What distractions are keeping you from your purpose? What voices are filling your mind with doubt instead of confidence? If you truly want to become strong, unshakable, and successful, you have to do the hard work of tuning out the world and tuning into yourself. Because in the end, the loudest voice in your life should be your own. And the stronger that voice becomes, the stronger you become. Your mind is the battlefield, and if you don't learn to discipline your thoughts, you will lose the war before it even begins. Every day, your mind is bombarded with doubt, fear, distractions, and negativity. Thoughts race through your head, telling you that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, that it's too late, that you'll fail. And if you don't take control, if you don't stand guard at the gates of your mind, those thoughts will become your reality. Most people don't realize that their life is simply a reflection of the thoughts they allow to dominate their mind. Weak thoughts create a weak life. But when you train your mind to be strong, when you teach it to reject self-doubt and embrace discipline, everything starts to change. Disciplining your thoughts means mastering the ability to control what you focus on. Your mind is a tool, and like any tool, it can either build you up or tear you down. If you allow your thoughts to run wild with negativity and fear, they will sabotage your progress, making every challenge seem impossible. But if you train yourself to think with precision, to focus on solutions rather than problems, and to see obstacles as opportunities instead of roadblocks, your mind becomes an unstoppable force. The strongest people in the world aren't those who have had it easy. They are the ones who have trained their minds to stay focused, disciplined, and resilient, no matter what life throws at them. One of the greatest dangers in life is an undisciplined mind. A mind that is easily distracted, easily discouraged, and easily overwhelmed will never reach its full potential. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because their minds are too weak to push through challenges. The moment things get hard, they give up. The moment doubt creeps in, they believe it. The moment they face resistance, they back down. But discipline means staying the course, even when your mind tries to pull you in a different direction. It means shutting down the negative voices in your head, the ones whispering all the reasons why you can't, and replacing them with thoughts that empower you, strengthen you, and push you forward instead of holding you back. Every thought you entertain is shaping your future. Every time you let fear control your mind, you reinforce weakness. Every time you choose laziness over effort, you train yourself to settle. But when you decide to discipline your thoughts, to consciously choose what you focus on, you take back control of your life. You stop being a prisoner to your emotions, your doubts, and your fears. Instead, you become the master of your destiny. When you develop mental discipline, you don't just react to life, you create it. You don't just hope things will change, you make them change. That shift in mindset is what separates people who dream about success from those who actually achieve it. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't take care of it, weeds will grow. If you don't plant strong, positive thoughts, negativity will take over. Just as a farmer must carefully tend to his crops by pulling out weeds, watering the plants, and ensuring they get enough sunlight, you must do the same with your mind. You must remove every limiting belief, every excuse, every doubt that tries to take root. You must nurture discipline, resilience, and focus. You must be intentional about what you allow to grow in your mental space, because whatever you feed will become stronger, and whatever you neglect will wither away. The greatest warriors in history weren't just physically strong, they were mentally unshakable. They had control over their thoughts. They didn't allow fear to dictate their actions or emotions to cloud their judgment. They had a mission, a vision, and they stayed focused no matter what. That same warrior mentality is what you must develop if you want to win in life. Because life will test you. It will throw challenges your way. It will push you to the edge. It will try to break you. And if your mind is weak, if you haven't disciplined your thoughts, you will break. You will crumble under pressure. But if your mind is strong, if you have trained it to remain focused, to stay resilient, to see solutions instead of problems, there is nothing that can stop you. One of the biggest signs of an undisciplined mind is allowing emotions to take control. People who cannot manage their thoughts are easily swayed by their feelings. They get angry and make reckless decisions. They feel sad and fall into despair. They feel doubt and quit before they even try. But discipline means rising above emotions. It means recognizing that feelings are temporary, but your mission is permanent. It means pushing through even when you don't feel like it, because discipline is not about motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what keeps you going even when motivation fades. Mastering your mind takes time, effort, and consistency, but the rewards are life-changing. When you control your thoughts, you control your life. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your destiny. You stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. You stop fearing failure and start using it as a stepping stone to success. And the best part? Once you develop the discipline to control your thoughts, you gain the ultimate freedom. The freedom to live life on your own terms, without fear, without doubt, without limitation. Now the question is, are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to train your mind, silence the negativity, choose discipline over comfort, focus over distraction, strength over weakness? Because if you are, then nothing can stop you. If you are, then you will become the type of person who doesn't just survive, you thrive. The type of person who doesn't just dream, you achieve. The type of person who doesn't just hope for success, you demand it. It all starts with one decision: the decision to take control of your thoughts. Because once you master your mind, you master everything. Nothing is more destructive to your peace, your progress, and your power than the habit of comparing yourself to others. It will rob you of joy, steal your confidence, and leave you feeling like you are never enough. Comparison is a trap, a never-ending cycle that drains your energy and poisons your mind. You scroll through social media, see people living what appears to be a perfect life, achieving things you haven't, and suddenly you feel small. You start doubting yourself, questioning your journey, wondering why you're not where they are. But you have to wake up. You have to realize that comparison is an illusion. What you see is not the full story. What you see is only a highlight, a carefully crafted image. You are comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's best moments, and that is a losing game. You were not put on this earth to live someone else's life. You were not created to follow someone else's path. Your journey is yours alone, and the moment you start measuring your worth by someone else's success, you give away your power. The truth is, there will always be someone who appears to be doing better than you, someone with more money, more achievements, more recognition. But that has nothing to do with you. Their success does not take away from yours. Their blessings do not mean you are lacking. You have your own timeline, your own story, and as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep growing, you are exactly where you need to be. Comparison is the enemy of gratitude. When you're focused on what someone else has, you forget to appreciate what you have. You overlook your own strengths, your own victories, your own blessings. And when you lose sight of what's good in your life, you start feeling empty, unfulfilled, like you're always behind. But the truth is, you are not behind. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Your path is unfolding as it's meant to. And if you keep your eyes on your own journey instead of looking at everyone else's, you will see that you are making progress. You will see that you are growing, and that is all that matters. The people you compare yourself to have struggles you don't see. They have battles they don't show. No one's life is perfect. No one has it all figured out. Even the most successful people, the ones who seem like they have everything, have their own doubts, fears, and insecurities. So why waste your energy comparing yourself to them? Why spend your time feeling less than when the truth is they are just as human as you? The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones stay focused on their own path. They don't get distracted by what everyone else is doing. They don't let comparisons slow them down. And that is the mindset you must adopt if you want to rise above. Your worth is not determined by how you measure up to someone else. It is determined by who you are, how you grow, and how you push yourself to become better every single day. The only person you should compete with is the person you were yesterday. Because at the end of the day, that is the only comparison that matters. Are you better than you were last year? Have you learned, evolved, strengthened your mind, and expanded your potential? That is the only question you should be asking. If the answer is yes, you are winning. If the answer is yes, you are on the right path. Because real success isn't measured by external factors. It's measured by growth, discipline, and self-mastery. And none of that can be achieved if you are constantly looking at what someone else has. You were not put on this earth to live someone else's life. You were not created to follow someone else's path. Your journey is yours alone. And the moment you start measuring your worth by someone else's success, you give away your power. The truth is, there will always be someone who appears to be doing better than you. Someone with more money, more achievements, more recognition. But that has nothing to do with you. Their success does not take away from yours. Their blessings do not mean you are lacking. You have your own timeline, your own story, and as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep growing, you are exactly where you need to be. Comparison is the enemy of gratitude. When you're focused on what someone else has, you forget to appreciate what you have. You overlook your own strengths, your own victories, your own blessings. And when you lose sight of what's good in your life, you start feeling empty, unfulfilled, like you're always behind. But the truth is, you are not behind. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Your path is unfolding as it's meant to. And if you keep your eyes on your own journey instead of looking at everyone else's, you will see that you are making progress. You will see that you are growing, and that is all that matters. The people you compare yourself to have struggles you don't see. They have battles they don't show. No one's life is perfect. No one has it all figured out. Even the most successful people, the ones who seem like they have everything, have their own doubts, fears, and insecurities. So why waste your energy comparing yourself to them? Why spend your time feeling less than when the truth is they are just as human as you? The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones stay focused on their own path. They don't get distracted by what everyone else is doing. They don't let comparisons slow them down. And that is the mindset you must adopt if you want to rise above. Your worth is not determined by how you measure up to someone else. It is determined by who you are, how you grow, and how you push yourself to become better every single day. The only person you should compete with is the person you were yesterday. Because at the end of the day, that is the only comparison that matters. Are you better than you were last year? Have you learned, evolved, strengthened your mind, and expanded your potential? That is the only question you should be asking. If the answer is yes, you are winning. If the answer is yes, you are on the right path. Because real success isn't measured by external factors. It's measured by growth, discipline, and self-mastery. And none of that can be achieved if you are constantly looking at what someone else has. You need to bring your focus back to yourself. Pour all your energy into your own goals and your own journey. Because every moment spent comparing yourself to others is time you could be using to build, improve, and create the life you want. The moment you stop caring about what everyone else is doing is the moment you set yourself free. The people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all, didn't get there by constantly looking at others. They got there by putting their heads down, staying in their lane, and doing the work. They believed in their vision, even when no one else did. And that is exactly what you must do. Stay focused, trust your process, and keep building. Keep growing, keep pushing forward, and one day you will look back and realize you never needed to compare yourself to anyone. You had everything you needed all along. Comparison is a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. You have to train your mind to reject it. When you catch yourself looking at someone else's success and feeling inadequate, stop yourself. Shift your focus. Remind yourself that their journey has nothing to do with yours. Your only job is to be better than you were yesterday. The more you practice this, the stronger your mind becomes. The more disciplined your thoughts become, the more confident you become in your own path. You are not here to be a copy of someone else. You are not here to live another person's dream. You have a purpose that is uniquely yours. And when you stop comparing, when you start focusing on your own growth, that is when you truly step into your power. That is when you unlock the strength, confidence, and discipline that have been inside you all along. So stop looking around. Stop measuring yourself against someone else's timeline. And stop giving your energy to things that don't serve you. Look ahead. Focus forward. And remember, your journey is yours, and that is more than enough. Letting go is one of the hardest things a person can do. It goes against our nature. We hold on because we think it gives us control, that it keeps us safe, that it protects us from pain. But in reality, holding on is what keeps us trapped. It keeps us stuck in places we've outgrown, tied to people who no longer serve us, and bound by emotions that only weigh us down. Letting go is not weakness. It is not giving up. It is power. It is the ultimate strength. The ability to release what no longer belongs in your life so you can make space for what does. Because the truth is, you cannot move forward if you are still carrying the past. You cannot rise if you are chained to old pain, old habits, and old versions of yourself. The stronger your mind becomes, the more you realize that letting go is not about loss. It is about freedom. You must stop clinging to things that no longer serve you. Stop revisiting places that no longer bring you peace. Stop entertaining people who drain your energy, who disrespect your boundaries, and who do not value your presence. The moment you decide to let go of what weighs you down, your entire world changes. You start to feel lighter, freer, more alive. You start to see that everything you thought you needed, everything you once begged to keep, was only holding you back from stepping into your true potential. But letting go isn't just about people. It's about the past, the pain, the guilt, the resentment, the regrets. How much longer will you let these things take up space in your mind? How much longer will you allow them to control your emotions, your thoughts, your actions? At some point, you have to make a decision. Either you hold on to your pain, or you hold on to your power. But you cannot do both. Too many people live their lives trapped in yesterday. They replay the same moments over and over in their heads, thinking about what they could have done differently, what they should have said, what they wish had happened instead. But no amount of thinking will change the past. No amount of regret will rewrite history. The only thing you can control is what you do now. If you truly want to move forward, you must release the weight of what once was. Stop giving your energy to things you cannot change. Stop letting past mistakes define you. Stop allowing past pain to shape your future. The moment you accept what is and let go of what was, you reclaim your power. You step into a new version of yourself, one that is not burdened by old wounds, but strengthened by them. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean ignoring what happened. It means making peace with it. It means looking at your past, acknowledging the lessons, and deciding that you will not let it control you anymore. Because the truth is, every experience, good or bad, has shaped you into who you are today. Every heartbreak has made you stronger. Every betrayal has made you wiser. Every loss has made you appreciate what truly matters. When you shift your mindset from, "Why did this happen to me?" to "What did this teach me?" you unlock a new level of strength, clarity, and peace. And that is where your power lies. The art of letting go is a skill, something you must practice daily. You have to train your mind to detach from things that disturb your peace. You have to remind yourself that not everything and everyone is meant to stay. Some people are only in your life for a season. Some situations are only there to teach you a lesson. And when their time is up, you must have the courage to let them go. Clinging to something that is no longer meant for you will only cause pain. It will keep you stuck in a cycle of suffering. But the moment you decide to release it, to trust that something better is coming, you set yourself free. Letting go is not easy. It requires strength. It requires discipline. It requires faith. You have to be willing to walk away from what is comfortable and familiar, even when it scares you. You have to trust that what is ahead of you is greater than what is behind you. And that is not always easy. But here's the truth. You are not meant to stay in the same place forever. You are not meant to live in the past. You are meant to evolve, to grow, to transform. And growth requires release. It requires shedding old skin, leaving behind outdated ways of thinking, and stepping into the unknown with confidence. One of the hardest things you will ever do is let go of someone you thought would be in your life forever. It hurts. It breaks you. It leaves an emptiness that feels impossible to fill. But sometimes, the people you love the most are the ones holding you back. Sometimes, the relationships you fight to keep are the very things keeping you from becoming who you are meant to be. Not everyone is meant to go where you are going. Not everyone is meant to walk this journey with you. And the more you grow, the more you will realize that letting go is not a loss. It is an upgrade. It is making space for the right people, the right energy, and the right opportunities. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when you question if you made the right choice, when you feel tempted to go back to what is familiar. But in those moments, remind yourself why you let go in the first place. Remind yourself of the peace you are choosing, the growth you are stepping into, and the strength you are building. Because if something was truly meant for you, it would not require you to suffer, to shrink, or to sacrifice your own happiness. What is meant for you will never bring you confusion. It will never drain you. It will never make you feel like you are not enough. And when you truly understand that, you stop chasing, you stop forcing, and you stop settling. Letting go is about trusting yourself. Trusting that you have the strength to move forward. Trusting that you deserve better. Trusting that life has something greater in store for you. The moment you stop resisting, the moment you surrender to the flow of life, everything changes. You feel lighter. You feel freer. You feel stronger. Because true strength is not about holding on. It is about knowing when to let go. So release the pain. Release the doubts. Release the fear. Step into the life that is waiting for you. You do not let emotions control you. You do not let negativity consume you. You do not let other people dictate your path. You stand firm, you move forward, and you rise above. But building a mind of steel is not just about surviving, it is about thriving. It is about developing the kind of mental toughness that allows you to chase your dreams with relentless determination. Weak-minded people give up when things get hard. They make excuses. They let fear control them. But those with strong minds do not stop. They do not wait for motivation. They do not waste time complaining about how hard life is. They take action, do the work, and get up every single day, pushing themselves to be better, stronger, and wiser. And when they fall, they do not stay down. They get back up every time. That is what separates the weak from the strong. That is what separates those who succeed from those who do not. Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness. It will either push you forward or hold you back. The difference lies in how you train it. You must train your mind like a warrior trains for battle. Push yourself beyond your limits, beyond your doubts, beyond your fears. Just like the body grows stronger with resistance, so does the mind. The more you challenge it, the more you push it, the more unbreakable it becomes. Stop avoiding discomfort. Stop running from struggle. Lean into it, embrace it, and use it to make you stronger. Every time you do something hard, every time you refuse to quit, every time you keep going when you want to stop, you are forging a mind of steel. Mental strength is about discipline. It is about controlling your thoughts, your emotions, and your reactions. It is about choosing to focus on what matters and blocking out everything else. Most people lose in life not because they lack talent or capability, but because their minds are too weak. They let fear hold them back. They let distractions consume them. They let negativity poison their thoughts. But you are not most people. You are stronger than that. You are more capable than you realize. The moment you take control of your mind, the moment you decide that nothing will break you, is the moment your life changes forever. Pain is part of the process. Struggle is part of the journey. But you have to decide. Will you let it break you, or will you use it to build yourself? Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger. Every hardship is a chance to prove to yourself that you are built for this. Stop wishing for an easy life. Stop waiting for things to get better. Make yourself better. Make your mind stronger. Life will not go easy on you. It will not hand you success. It will not give you peace. You have to take it. You have to fight for it. And the only way to win is by developing an unshakable mind. A mind of steel does not fold under pressure. It does not allow failure to define it. It does not let other people's opinions dictate its actions. You have to stop caring about what others think. Stop letting their doubts become your doubts. Stop letting their fears become your fears. Your mind is your responsibility. Your strength is in your hands. And the more you build it, the more you train it, the more unstoppable you become. Weakness is a choice. Giving up is a choice. And so is strength, so is resilience, so is discipline. The moment you choose to build a mind of steel, you become the kind of person who cannot be broken. You will be tested. You will face moments when you want to quit, when everything inside you screams for you to stop. But that is the moment you must push forward. That is the moment when you must prove to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts, stronger than your fears, stronger than your circumstances. The people who win in life are not those who never feel fear. They are the ones who move forward despite it. They are the ones who keep going, no matter how tired, no matter how discouraged, no matter how many times they have failed. That is the mindset that separates the weak from the strong. That is the mindset that builds legends. So build a mind that does not quit, a mind that does not break, a mind that does not give in to weakness. Because once your mind is strong, once it is unshakable, once it is forged in fire, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Investing in yourself relentlessly is not just an option. It is a necessity. Your life is a direct reflection of what you pour into yourself. The stronger you build your mind, the more knowledge you acquire, the more skills you develop, the more unstoppable you become. Every great success, every powerful leader, every person who has ever changed their life started by making a decision, the decision to invest in themselves. They did not wait for someone to save them. They did not rely on luck. They did not depend on circumstances. They took responsibility for their growth, their progress, their future. And that is exactly what you must do. Because if you are not improving, you are declining. If you are not growing, you are dying. If you are not investing in yourself, you are robbing yourself of the life you are capable of living. The most dangerous thing in life is stagnation. The moment you stop learning, the moment you stop pushing yourself to grow, the moment you start believing you have reached your limit, is the moment you begin to fall behind. Life is moving forward whether you like it or not. Time is passing whether you use it wisely or waste it. And the people who succeed, the people who build lives of purpose, power, and fulfillment, are the ones who refuse to stay the same. They read, they learn, they practice, they sharpen their skills. They challenge themselves every single day to become better, stronger, and wiser. That is what separates them from the rest. Not talent, not luck, not circumstances, but the relentless commitment to becoming the best version of themselves. You have to start seeing yourself as your greatest investment. Every hour you spend learning is an hour that will pay you back tenfold. Every moment you spend improving yourself is a moment that will push you ahead in life. The money you spend on your growth, on your education, on your personal development, is the greatest money you will ever spend. Because everything else in life can be taken away. Your job, your possessions, even the people around you. But the person you become, the knowledge you acquire, the mindset you develop, that is yours forever. That is why the most successful people in the world never stop learning, never stop growing, never stop pushing themselves beyond their limits. If you want to change your life, start with your mind. Start with your habits. Start with how you spend your time. Look at what you do every day. Are you getting better, or are you staying the same? Are you filling your mind with knowledge, wisdom, and things that elevate you? Or are you wasting time on distractions, meaningless entertainment, and things that do nothing to push you forward? You have to make a choice to invest in yourself relentlessly, a choice to prioritize your growth above everything else, a choice to become someone who refuses to settle for mediocrity. Investing in yourself is not just about books and education. It is about your body, your health, your energy. Because if your body is weak, if your energy is low, if you are constantly exhausted, how can you expect to perform at your highest level? How can you expect to achieve greatness if you do not take care of yourself? The greatest minds in the world understand that their body is their vehicle, that their health is their foundation. They exercise, they eat right, They prioritize rest. Because they know that success is not just about working hard, it is about working smart. It is about building a lifestyle that allows you to sustain peak performance. You also have to invest in your relationships, in the people you surround yourself with. The wrong people will drain you, distract you, and pull you down. But the right people will elevate you, challenge you, and push you to levels you never thought possible. If you want to grow, surround yourself with people who force you to be better, who inspire you, who refuse to let you stay the same. And if you cannot find them, seek them out. Learn from mentors. Study the lives of great people. Absorb their wisdom. Because the people you surround yourself with will determine the direction of your life. Nothing in life is free. If you want success, if you want strength, if you want power, you have to pay the price. And the price is discipline. The price is sacrifice. The price is relentless investment in yourself, your skills, and your mindset. Life will not hand you anything. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. If you want more, you have to become more. If you want a better life, you have to build a better you. And that starts with how you invest your time, your energy, and your resources. So ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to invest in yourself even when it's difficult? Even when you don't see immediate results? Even when it feels like no one is supporting you? That is the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The ones who succeed are the ones who bet on themselves, who never stop learning, who never stop growing, who never stop pushing forward, no matter what. That is the mindset of a champion. That is the mindset of a winner. And that is the mindset you must adopt if you want to become the person you were meant to be. Your future is being shaped right now by the choices you make, by the way you spend your time, and by the effort you put into yourself. So make the choice to invest in yourself relentlessly. Make the choice to become unstoppable. Make the choice to become the person you were born to be. Because at the end of the day, you will either look back on your life with pride, knowing that you gave it everything you had, or you will look back with regret, wishing you had done more. That choice is yours to make. Emotions are powerful. They can build you up, push you forward, and fuel your greatest achievements. But they can also break you, destroy your peace, and make you lose everything you've worked for. The ability to control your emotions is not just a skill, it is a necessity. Because the moment you let your emotions control you, you become a slave to them. You react instead of responding. You make impulsive decisions that lead to regret. You let anger, fear, and frustration dictate your actions. And before you know it, you're trapped in a cycle of self-destruction. That is why the strongest people in the world are not those who never feel emotions, but those who master them. They know how to feel deeply, but still think clearly. They understand that emotions are temporary, but their actions have permanent consequences. When you allow your emotions to run wild, you hand over control of your life. Think about the times you've said something in anger that you later regretted. The times you made a decision based on fear and missed an opportunity. The times you let sadness consume you, wasting days, weeks, or even years in a state of self-pity. Every moment you let your emotions dictate your life, you surrender your power. You give up control over your destiny. And if you don't learn how to take that control back, you will always be at the mercy of how you feel in the moment. That is not strength. That is weakness disguised as passion. If you want to be strong, you must learn to take charge of your emotions before they take charge of you. Controlling your emotions does not mean suppressing them. It does not mean pretending you don't feel pain, anger, or fear. It means understanding them. It means recognizing when your emotions are clouding your judgment and choosing to act with wisdom instead of impulse. It means stepping back when you feel overwhelmed, taking a deep breath and asking yourself, is this reaction helping me or hurting me? Is this feeling leading me toward my goals or pulling me away from them? The moment you start questioning your emotions instead of blindly following them, you reclaim your power. You become the master of your mind instead of its prisoner. The world will test you. People will push your buttons. Life will throw challenges at you that make you want to scream, break down, or walk away. But the moment you let external circumstances dictate your internal state, you lose. Because the truth is, you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And that response determines everything. It determines whether you rise or fall, whether you stay stuck in the past or move forward, whether you allow pain to define you or use it to build yourself into someone stronger. That choice is always yours. Think about the greatest leaders, the most successful people in history. They did not reach greatness by allowing their emotions to control them. They remained calm in chaos. They made decisions based on logic, not impulse. They refused to let anger, fear, or doubt dictate their actions. And that is why they succeeded when others failed. Because they understood that emotional control is the foundation of power. Without it, you are unstable, unpredictable, and easily manipulated. But with it, you become unshakable. You become someone who can walk through fire and not be burned. Someone who can stand in the storm and not be moved. One of the greatest skills you can develop is emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize your emotions, understand them, and use them to your advantage. When you feel anger, do not lash out. Use that energy to fuel your discipline, your determination, your resilience. When you feel fear, do not run. Face it, break it down, and understand that fear is nothing but an illusion designed to keep you small. When you feel sadness, do not drown in it. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and then rise above it. The moment you start using your emotions instead of being used by them, you become unstoppable. Most people react without thinking. They let their emotions drive them like a car with no brakes. And then they wonder why they keep crashing, why their relationships fail, why they never seem to move forward in life. But the ones who succeed, the ones who build lives of greatness, are the ones who learn to pause, to think before they speak, to assess before they act. They understand that one moment of emotional weakness can destroy years of hard work. That one bad decision made in anger can cost them everything. And so they train themselves to be disciplined, to remain calm, to control their impulses. That discipline is what separates the weak from the strong. You have to train your mind the same way you train your body. Every time you resist the urge to react emotionally, you build mental strength. Every time you choose to stay calm in the face of adversity, you develop resilience. Every time you take control of your emotions instead of letting them control you, you step closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. It is not easy. It takes practice, self-awareness, and a commitment to being better, stronger, and wiser. But the alternative? The alternative is a life controlled by feelings that change like the wind. A life of instability, regret, and constant emotional turmoil. And that is not the life you were meant to live. At the end of the day, your emotions are a tool. Use them wisely, and they will push you forward. Let them control you, and they will destroy you. The choice is yours. Will you be the master of your emotions, or will they be the master of you? Will you take control of your reactions, your thoughts, and your mind? Or will you continue letting the outside world dictate how you feel inside? If you want strength, if you want power, if you want success, start here. Start with your emotions. Control them before they control you. Because the moment you do, you will unlock a level of power, peace, and resilience that most people will never experience. And that power will change everything. So ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to invest in yourself even when it's difficult? Even when you don't see immediate results? Even when it feels like no one is supporting you? That is the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The ones who succeed are the ones who bet on themselves, who never stop learning, who never stop growing, who never stop pushing forward, no matter what. That is the mindset of a champion. That is the mindset of a winner. And that is the mindset you must adopt if you want to become the person you were meant to be. Your future is being shaped right now by the choices you make, by the way you spend your time, and by the effort you put into yourself. So make the choice to invest in yourself relentlessly. Make the choice to become unstoppable. Make the choice to become the person you were born to be. Because at the end of the day, you will either look back on your life with pride, knowing that you gave it everything you had, or you will look back with regret, wishing you had done more. That choice is yours to make. Emotions are powerful. They can build you up, push you forward, and fuel your greatest achievements. But they can also break you, destroy your peace, and make you lose everything you've worked for. The ability to control your emotions is not just a skill, it is a necessity. Because the moment you let your emotions control you, you become a slave to them. You react instead of responding. You make impulsive decisions that lead to regret. You let anger, fear, and frustration dictate your actions. And before you know it, you're trapped in a cycle of self-destruction. That is why the strongest people in the world are not those who never feel emotions, but those who master them. They know how to feel deeply, but still think clearly. They understand that emotions are temporary, but their actions have permanent consequences. When you allow your emotions to run wild, you hand over control of your life. Think about the times you've said something in anger that you later regretted. The times you made a decision based on fear and missed an opportunity. The times you let sadness consume you, wasting days, weeks, or even years in a state of self-pity. Every moment you let your emotions dictate your life, you surrender your power. You give up control over your destiny. And if you don't learn how to take that control back, you will always be at the mercy of how you feel in the moment. That is not strength. That is weakness disguised as passion. If you want to be strong, you must learn to take charge of your emotions before they take charge of you. Controlling your emotions does not mean suppressing them. It does not mean pretending you don't feel pain, anger, or fear. It means understanding them. It means recognizing when your emotions are clouding your judgment and choosing to act with wisdom instead of impulse. It means stepping back when you feel overwhelmed, taking a deep breath, and asking yourself, is this reaction helping me or hurting me? Is this feeling leading me toward my goals or pulling me away from them? The moment you start questioning your emotions instead of blindly following them, you reclaim your power. You become the master of your mind instead of its prisoner. Most people react without thinking. They let their emotions drive them like a car with no brakes. And then they wonder why they keep crashing, why their relationships fail, why they never seem to move forward in life. But the ones who succeed, the ones who build lives of greatness, are the ones who learn to pause, to think before they speak, to assess before they act. They understand that one moment of emotional weakness can destroy years of hard work. That one bad decision made in anger can cost them everything. And so they train themselves to be disciplined, to remain calm, to control their impulses. That discipline is what separates the weak from the strong. You have to train your mind the same way you train your body. Every time you resist the urge to react emotionally, you build mental strength. Every time you choose to stay calm in the face of adversity, you develop resilience. Every time you take control of your emotions instead of letting them control you, you step closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. It is not easy. It takes practice, self-awareness, and a commitment to being better, stronger, and wiser. But the alternative? The alternative is a life controlled by feelings that change like the wind. A life of instability, regret, and constant emotional turmoil. And that is not the life you were meant to live. At the end of the day, your emotions are a tool. Use them wisely, and they will push you forward. Let them control you, and they will destroy you. The choice is yours. Will you be the master of your emotions, or will they be the master of you? Will you take control of your reactions, your thoughts, and your mind? Or will you continue letting the outside world dictate how you feel inside? If you want strength, if you want power, if you want success, start here. Start with your emotions. Control them before they control you. Because the moment you do, you will unlock a level of power, peace, and resilience that most people will never experience. And that power will change everything. The world does not need to know what you are building. It does not need to understand your journey or approve of your plans. The only thing that matters is that you stay committed, stay focused, and stay hungry. Most people will never understand your vision anyway. They will doubt you, question you, and even mock you. That is why it is better to let your success answer them. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. Let them assume. Meanwhile, you are in the background making moves, putting in the work, and setting yourself up for a future they never saw coming. That is how you win. You do not give them a roadmap to your next move. You do not give them the satisfaction of knowing your struggles. You do not give them the power to influence your path. You simply keep going. And when you reach your destination, they will have no choice but to respect you. Not because you convinced them, but because you proved them wrong. Most people waste their energy talking. They try to impress others with their words, their promises, and their empty declarations. But talk is cheap. Execution is everything. Success is not about making noise, it is about making an impact. An impact is made through consistent, focused, relentless action. The more you work in silence, the stronger you become. The less you seek approval, the more unstoppable you are. Because at the end of the day, success does not need a megaphone, validation, or applause. It simply is. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. You do not need to justify your dreams. You do not need to explain why you are moving the way you are moving. The only thing you need to do is stay focused, stay disciplined, and stay committed. The world does not need to see every step of your journey. It only needs to see the results. And when you finally accomplish what you set out to do, there will be no need for words, because success speaks for itself. So move in silence. Let them wonder. Let them doubt. Let them talk. You do not owe anyone an explanation. You do not need permission to chase your dreams. All you need is the discipline to stay focused, the courage to keep going, and the wisdom to know that the loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. Power moves quietly. Greatness does not beg for attention. And in the end, the ones who move in silence are the ones who win the loudest. The journey to mental strength and personal growth begins with a simple yet powerful shift, turning your focus inward. The more you invest in yourself, the more unstoppable you become. It is not about seeking validation from the world, but about building a mind so strong that no external force can shake it. When you silence the noise, you free yourself from distractions that weaken your focus. You step away from opinions, judgments, and unnecessary influences that drain your energy. In that silence, you hear your true voice. You gain clarity. You develop an unshakable mindset that is driven by purpose, not by external noise. Your mind is a battlefield, and discipline is your greatest weapon. Every thought you entertain shapes your reality. When you master your thoughts, you master your actions. When you discipline your mind, you gain control over your emotions, reactions, and decisions. Success is not just about talent or luck. It is about consistency. It is about training your mind to resist distractions and stay committed to the process. It is about shutting out self-doubt, fear, and negativity so that nothing stands in the way of your goals. Every great achievement begins with disciplined thinking, and those who control their thoughts ultimately control their destiny. Comparison is the enemy of progress. The moment you stop looking at others and start focusing on your own path, you free yourself from unnecessary pressure. Your journey is unique. No two lives are the same. Wasting time measuring your progress against someone else's only robs you of joy and purpose. The strongest minds do not compete with others. They compete with themselves. They strive to be better than they were yesterday. They focus on self-improvement, knowing that real success is built through personal growth, not through comparison. True fulfillment comes when you realize that your only competition is the person staring back at you in the mirror. Letting go is an art. Whether it is past mistakes, toxic people, or painful experiences, holding on to what no longer serves you will only keep you stuck. Growth requires release. Strength comes from learning to move forward without carrying unnecessary burdens. The past does not define you, and the pain you have endured does not have to shape your future. The moment you release what is holding you back, you make room for new opportunities, for healing, for peace. True power lies in your ability to move forward without being weighed down by what is behind you. A strong mind is not built overnight. It is forged through challenges, through struggles, through relentless effort. Steel is strengthened in fire, and so are you. Every hardship you face is shaping you into someone more resilient, more determined, and more unbreakable. The obstacles in your way are not there to stop you. They are there to train you. To build a mind of steel, you must embrace adversity, push through discomfort, and refuse to break. The world belongs to those who refuse to be defeated, those who rise after every fall, those who keep going even when the road gets tough. Your greatest investment is in yourself. Every book you read, every skill you learn, every habit you develop, it all compounds into the person you are becoming. Those who invest in themselves relentlessly rise above the rest. They never stop growing, never stop learning, and never stop improving. While others waste time on distractions, they are sharpening their minds, developing new skills, and expanding their potential. The future belongs to those who prioritize self-improvement over temporary pleasures. Success is not about luck, it is about preparation. And the more you invest in yourself, the more prepared you are to seize every opportunity that comes your way. Emotions are powerful, but they must be controlled. If you let your emotions dictate your actions, you give away your power. Strength comes from learning to regulate your feelings, to react with wisdom instead of impulse. When you control your emotions, you control your destiny. You make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and navigate life with clarity. The most powerful people are not those who never feel emotion. They are the ones who do not let emotion control them. Master your emotions, and you master your life. Silence is your greatest advantage. The loudest people in the room are often the weakest. True power moves without announcement. When you work in silence, you remove distractions, eliminate unnecessary interference, and keep your plans protected. The world does not need to know your every move. The only thing that matters is execution. Let your success speak for itself. Let your results be the only proof you need. Those who move in silence are the ones who make the greatest impact. Focus on yourself. Strengthen your mind. Stay relentless in your pursuit of growth. The journey is not always easy, but the rewards are beyond measure. Do not let distractions pull you away from your purpose. Do not let emotions control you. Do not waste time comparing yourself to others. Instead, build yourself every single day. Strength is not given, it is earned. And the more you invest in yourself, the more powerful you become. Stay committed. Stay focused. Never stop striving for greatness. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Keep pushing forward. Keep growing. Keep believing in your own power. The world belongs to those who refuse to quit. May you walk with strength, with purpose, and with unwavering determination. God bless you.